Win or go home is the mantra, and off we go. We're underway in this NFC wildcard game. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Mike. Lost the pass.
On 1st and 10, Prescott. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
Now the first carry for Dalvin Cook. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, where that continuity is there, and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front linebackers, you're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense, because someone's going to run for some big yardage.
A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. They run the counter with Cook. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Play fake. Here's Prescott. And nearly an interception here on their opening drive. But instead, 3rd down.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense that fell harmlessly to the ground. On 3rd down, it's Prescott. And he's able to find Diggs. Touchdown, Vikings. Stephon Diggs, 68 yards, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Gostkowski with the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0.
Saints, nothing.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
Let's go!
The Saints take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Check. You get right, me.
On 1st down, Wilson. And he's got this one complete to Callaway. 20! And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Antonio Callaway, 75 yards, as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. Will Lutz on for the point after. It's good, and we're all tied at 7 apiece. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
A good pickup there, 21 yards. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Now Cook. Yeah, he will go out right near the 35-yard line. That's now a pair of explosive plays in succession, both north of 20 yards. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down.
Come get some. Come on here. Come get some.
Now Prescott. And Diggs has it. 13 yards as the Vikings pick up the 1st down. Defensively, they're going to have to do something about him in a hurry because that last catch puts him over the 100-yard mark. We haven't even hit the 2nd quarter yet.
And you did say they'd have to do it in a hurry. It has to be.
And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And this is picked up by the Saints. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me because you would think there would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all the time. You would think no one would ever turn it over. Yet they are humans out there running around, and we just saw another one.
Opportunistic by the defense. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. The first carry for Josh Adams. And he'll take this up to about the 7 or 8 yard line. It'll be a pickup of 5, and that leaves him with 5 more. 3rd and 5 now.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
And let's pin the mirrors back and go full street.
And now we're going to get a delay of game. And that's going to back them up halfway. They're inching closer and closer here to the wrong goal line.
When you're backed up like that, all you're trying to do is make sure you don't give up a big play, right? You don't miss an assignment that really gets you into more trouble.
Delay of game penalty. Ships them back 5 yards, makes it 3rd and 10. On 3rd down, they go with Adams. And able to get it across the 10 to the 15. 10 yards, good for his Saints, 1st down.
So right after the defense gets you the ball on a takeaway and a fumble recovery of their own, you've got to reward them, don't you? You've got to stay out on the field, give them a chance to rest, and how about doing it the way they did it, running the football and picking it up on 3rd down.
Would not have wanted to go 3 and out. They avoid that right there.
Yeah, they avoided the glares as they went back to the bench, didn't they?
Tackle made by Eric Kendricks.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Go. Go. Hey, 0, 0, 0. Check right, check right. Watch it. Echo.
Now they'll throw it with Wilson. And he's going to have the hook up to Scott. And he'll get it up here this time to the 21.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Check, check. Watch 54. Watch 54. Hey, here.
He can run for it, and he will. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. 10 yards, good for his Saints, 1st down.
And that was a nice, strong run by the guy they call the field general.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
54. Let's go, baby. They turn over. Get that ball. Get that ball.
On 1st down, this is Adams. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A Saints 1st down there on a gain of 11.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another 1st down with that run.
And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. It'll be a Saints 1st down on a pickup of 13. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. On the ground, right side, it's Adams. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going, and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards. But also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold.
Yeah. Look left, look left. Watch the safety creep. Alert, 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 alert.
From the gun, it's Wilson. Open man is Cameron Batson. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. It's a gain of 6 on the play, and that'll lead here to a 3rd down.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice gain.
Mike, 54. 12, 12, 12.
On 3rd down, Wilson. Escaping the pressure right. And this is going to turn into another 1st down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 33.
You and I both know most coaches are really fearful about their quarterbacks running with the ball. They don't want him to take that big hit. I don't think they worry about that with Russell Wilson. He's so smart in what he does, and we just saw it there in that scramble.
A carry for Adams. Just what you want on a 1st down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2.
That's a strong pickup right there on 1st down, and as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
On 2nd down, it's Adams. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. Nothing doing there as the 13th play of the drive proves to be unlucky. The Saints on 3rd down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This is 3rd and 4.
Hey, 0, 0, 0. Alert, 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 alert.
From the shotgun, Wilson. And shedding the tackle, and now some room. Umpire threw the flag, usually always indicates holding, and that's what we've got.
And you know, depending on their positioning, where you are on the field, the umpires get different responsibilities, but always, always making sure no one's holding.
Now Scott. Look at this, middle of the field, a breakaway. Touchdown, New Orleans. Boston Scott, 37 yards, and the Saints have taken the lead. Lutz with the extra point, and that makes the score 14-7. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. That 7-0 lead of theirs is short-lived, as they've now given up 2 straight touchdowns to fall behind by 7.
Yeah, but no cause for discouragement here. Yeah, they've fallen behind, but haven't they proven that they can go down and score? So what was the formula that got them down there the first time? Get back to something close to that, and maybe they can get this game tied up.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. A toss to Cook. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. 10 yards, and it's good for a Viking 1st down.
Well, how many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick, and shifty. Can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary. And that led to a really nice gain.
Tough running there. That's a hard-earned 4 yards.
Yeah, those are the unsung kind of runs. They don't fill up the stat sheet, but they do set you up in good position on second down.
From the 30 on second down, Prescott. He's got Smith here. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion, but I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
So on fourth down, they bring on the Michigan man, Matt Wild, to kick it away. And look at this, it's a fake. And the gamble pays off. They get the first. Anxious moments there on the fake, but they do get just enough to pick up the first down. So from the 36 now, first and 10. Now Cook running right. And some room to maneuver. And he'll be down deep into New Orleans territory. A big play there out of Cook. 46 yards on the ground. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. And he'll give it here to his running back. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. Different story this time around. We had that huge gain followed by a sizable loss here. Now a second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is it allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Vita Vea able to get him down for a loss of 11, and it brings up fourth down. And his kick is good. Didn't hit it all that well, but he got enough on it to put it through. And they'll cut the lead back down to 4 now at 14-10. So the field goal there caps what winds up to be an 11-play drive.
Well, partner, that's a lot of offense to run there to only get 3 points. So I just wonder, are they going to recycle those plays because they were successful in getting 3? Or do you go to another section of the playbook trying to find ones that get you into the end zone and get you 6?
They start on the ground with Adams. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
Well, he's looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple of yards out of it because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Here's Scott. And they're able to get this one across the 35.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
On first down, Adams. And he'll muscle his way up to the 43 for a pickup of right around 5. 2 minutes to play here in this first half of the NFL playoffs. Coming up at the half, we remind you that we're going to do what we've done all year. We'll get you down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. Coach will have the lowdown of what's going on here in this wild card weekend. The Red Sea parts, and there he goes. Touchdown, New Orleans. Boston Scott with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further. Lutz good on the extra point, and that makes it a 21-10 game. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. This will be taken to the back of the end zone.
The Vikings take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They trail early on the road in the playoffs. Not a great combination as they've got it first and 10. Just keeping the play alive. It's hauled in by Doxson. That's a good chunk of yardage. It's going to be canceled out.
And we always talk about hidden yardage in a game. That's going to count as that because now it doesn't go on the books, but now they have to make that up again, don't they?
So the illegal forward pass also costs them a down, and now it's second and long. Looking to throw. Prescott. And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. Cameron Jordan in there to bury him for a loss of 11.
We said it before the game, and I think it's still apparent. If these guys are going to advance in these playoffs, they're going to have to wreak some havoc coming off the edge.
Yeah, wild card round. They told us the wild card could be that defensive pressure. They showed it there. It's a gain of 11, but they're still... Well short. It's fourth down. On now to kick it away is the punter, Matt Weil. It's taken to the 26. A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And the Saints will take over with a first down and 10. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And the ledger for them so far looks pretty good, doesn't it?
It certainly does. Touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. Not sure it can be much better than that. They've got to feel very good about the groove that they're in at this stage of the game.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's second and 12. Out of the gun. Here's Wilson. He'll air it out deep for Thomas. That's caught inside the 20. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. Wilson now operating from the gun. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. Looking to go back to Thomas again, and that'll bring up second down. So after the incompletion on first, now second and 10. Throwing again. Wilson. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. And Lutz's kick is good. So we come upon halftime here in this NFC wildcard matchup. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report. One of these two teams about to play their final half of the season as we're back at it in this NFC wildcard bout. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
On second down now, it's Adams. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
On third down, it's Scott. He'll have a first down past the 40. And he'll cut it to the right sideline. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Boston Scott saving his best for the playoffs with his 3rd touchdown of the game. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further. Lutz to try to add the PAT. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21 points. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And their halftime hold now even deeper. And they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to it.
It got his man complete. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Stephon Diggs, his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Vikings are able to cut into that deficit. Extra point good by Gostkowski. And that will shave one more off this lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. They were able to extend their lead with an opening drive touchdown here in the 3rd quarter, but that just got matched a moment ago.
So we know that what they discussed at the half worked. Now, what are the counters to that, right? You don't just run the same things over and over. Some do, but many will also show something and then come back with something else to keep the defense off balance.
Now Wilson on first down. Being chased out left. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple.
They brought the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to him, but instead, he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to rights, but you are exactly correct, sir. Able to turn that into a positive gain. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play, and now they're faced with a 3rd and 1.
Brings up 3rd and 1.
And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. The defense stiffens to force 4th down following that first down gain of 8. Here's Thomas Morstead now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the 3rd. It'll go as a 50-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They may have to make a few additional changes along the way because I'm sure the defense will make some adjustments, but they've got to have great confidence having scored the last time out.
From the 24, Prescott. It's complete to Diggs. Give him 18 there and give the Vikings a first down. First down, here's the run with Cook. And some room to work. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 38. Here's Prescott. He's going to let this go for the end zone. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Irv Smith Jr., 38 yards, as his guys are back within a single score. And he is a reliable target. They like to get him involved. They got him involved there for the score.
And they should. He's a very good player. Remember, they can use him in certain positions, so many different spots, and he usually comes through for them.
Gostkowski the extra point, and that will get him one closer. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away.
The Saints take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Certainly want to avoid what they had to do last possession. That was punt the football, because this game's starting to tighten up.
In a basketball sense, you think about taking a little bit of the air out of the ball, right? Maybe milk some clock, limit the possessions. In this case, they might want to do the same thing, but control the game offensively. Put together some first downs, put together a drive, and keep it away from them.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. On the carry, this is Scott. Only a couple there as he'll be brought down about the 28.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
Good job right there. Good job right there. 12, 12, 12. Here we go. Off.
On 3rd down, Wilson. He'll get this complete to Batson. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. His 2nd catch of this wild card game, and it goes for a 1st down. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They'll run with Scott. He'll get about 3 as he's brought down right around the 42.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
Give him 4 on the carry, and it'll make this a 3rd and about 2.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them.
Fight, 53. Hold up. Okay, double up. Good.
3rd and 2, now Wilson. And he's got room. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he's going to score. It's a Viking touchdown. Those free safeties, they get to sit back there if they've got good pass rushers like this team does. Read like a book. He read it like a book and took it in for 6.
And if they use their eyes well and their anticipation skills, they can make big plays, just as what we saw. A free safety's dream. Follow the football, go to it, and take it the other way.
So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And they gave up the pick 6, and now they'll be looking to right the ship here. Now, as a quarterback, Are you a little more cautious this go-around?
You should be, just because after what you gave up, but you can't be so cautious as to just really take things in, and now you're not going to play loose enough to give your team a chance to score. But you still have to be careful, because those defensive guys, I know the reputation defense guys can't catch. All evidence to the contrary on that last possession, though.
Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete. Antonio Callaway, the intended receiver. Third down here.
I think someone's going to get into QB1's here when he gets to the sideline. Already thrown an interception. That one should have been picked. Look, let's just be honest about it. That would be the second person in his ear because he's hearing it in the huddle right now.
Not the start to the game he wanted. Like you said, to pick on the opening drive, second drive, not much better. Third and long, it's Wilson. And this one caught by Travis Kelce. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. His first catch of this wild card game, and it's good for a first down. Back now here live in New Orleans. All even as we get ready to start the fourth. 1 quarter remains in this NFC wild card matchup. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. It'll be a Saints first down on a pickup of 13. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 47. Here's Adams. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. They'll run again with Adams. Weaving through traffic, and now he's free. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Josh Adams, 44 yards. And they're able to break the tie and move out in front here in this 4th quarter. Lutz with the extra point, and they will take a 7-point lead. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
And it takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that. Now a nice throw here right side. He hauls it in. His first catch of this wild card game, and it's good for a first down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Now a play fake here on first down. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. Stephon Diggs, his intended receiver. And now it's 2nd down.
Finally, a good play there defensively on the deep ball. The secondary has had its struggles this entire game. Offensively, they've had their way with them.
2nd and 10 from the 33-yard line. Throwing, Prescott. That's to Dalvin Cook, his running back. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one good for 20 on the catch and run. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. Prescott yet again. He's going to loft this one deep left sideline. And nearly picked off there, and it would have been a great time for their first pick. Instead, it's 2nd down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. To the air again, Prescott. He's got his man. This is Jackson. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
He sets to fire deep, and that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down. So a challenge is upon us. I tell you, close game, 4th quarter. This is a huge decision.
Oh, no doubt about that, partner. A lot has to be riding on this call. And you know it is a tight one because it has to be indisputable visual evidence in order to change it. Now here's the big question. Do they actually have that evidence?
We're about to find out. 35 yards that time on the punt. And the Saints will take over with a 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game, but this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football, because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Again, here's Adams. And he'll get this only up to about the 3-yard line. The 2nd down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there.
That gives him 98 yards in this game, and he's got to feel pretty good about that, but the entire offense does. The big thing, though, Brandon, they've got to get to 100, though.
You think he knows he's at 98?
I think someone has told him.
And he lost the football. But fortunately, the Saints were able to hold on to it, so they will indeed keep possession.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. So he was holding from that left tackle position.
Everyone tries to keep their hands inside when they're blocking ever since they liberalized the rules where you can extend them out. But sometimes they get out a little wide and they get detected grabbing some cloth.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down. They go again with Scott. And he's up past the 10 to about the 12. 4 yards on the pickup there, and now they'll have to contend with a 3rd and 13.
And this is an absolutely big 3rd down that's been set up here, partner, and there's no other way to put it. The defense has to get a stop here if they have any hopes of winning this game.
Has to. You said big 3rd down. I'd put the word big in capital letters here. He may try and run for this. And they're going to get him down well short of the first as he can only get this to about the 19. So it's Saints football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And here's Morstead now as he sends this one away. This is fielded at the 27. Can't ask for much more than that. A 50-yard punt followed by a loss on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
39 yards there, a big one. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. The way he's throwing the football today, almost a surprise when he doesn't complete a pass like happened there, but he needs a few more to get his guys downfield.
Well, the way he's thrown it leads him to believe that he's going to get those completions. And that means the guys going out for passes, they'll run even harder because they expect it as well.
Pretty good running there, 9 yards. Sets up a 3rd and 1.
I like the call there because that was one to take time off the clock and get them closer to getting out of here with a W. In the mind of the play caller, all you want to hear is tick, tick, tick.
He's got the first down inside the 10, and he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. 25 yards to the house as they can now tie the game with the extra point here in the final 2 minutes. A very important extra point there, up and good, and we are tied here in the 4th quarter. So here comes the kickoff now, all even here in this 4th quarter. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Saints take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They've got work to do, but they do still have a bit of time here.
And they've got to feel comfortable with that, but they have all their play sequences called. If they get out of bounds, that allows them to huddle and call another play, but if they don't, it's hurry up to the line of scrimmage and either spike it and stop the clock or continue to move it downfield in order to try and get in range and win this game.
See if they can do just that. On 2nd and 7, Wilson, and he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Check, check. Watch it before. Watch it before. Double dog. That's the way. Hey, watch that. Check. Want that. Mike, 54. Watch. That ball, team. Let's get that ball. Good.
Now Wilson. He's got an open man. He completes it to Callaway. And now the ball's out. Fumble near midfield. And this belongs to the Vikings.
I'm fairly sure that there's no good time to cough up the football. But this couldn't be much worse, could it?
No.
This situation, this yard line, no chance.
They set it on a T-form. They're already in field goal range here late in the 4th now.
Yeah, warm up the kicker and just make sure they take care of the ball now. They've got a chance to put this thing away.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10, right at the 50-yard line.
No gap, check. No gap. Mike's 5'4". Watch the run. Check. 14. Watch 54. Watch the slant. Hey, watch that. All go special. Watch the cover. 25. Under 10. 10. Right there. 54. Right there. 50.
Following the fumble recovery, it's Wilson. And an alley to run. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2, as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in the game.
14. Run it. He's checking crowd. Shift. Watch the shift.
Throwing now is Wilson. And he's got this one complete to Callaway. The Saints first down there on a gain of 11.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
So nothing of importance there, just the season on the line, and he puts it home to likely get him through to the division round.
If you're a fan, you're watching this one with your hands over your eyes. But if you're a kicker, this is what you practice for all season long. And this one was never in doubt.
Everybody
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. So you're right there, but obviously the clock is not your friend. How do you handle this situation?
You're thinking 2 plays. One, to get yourself in position for the second one, whether you're able to get into field goal range or you have to try another deep pass, another Hail Mary. But you're trying to get the first one to a receiver, get out of bounds, and give yourself a chance to set things up for an easier shot at it.
We'll see if they can do it. Might be easier said than done. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Back to throw. Eluding the play, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. And now with 6 seconds remaining, they're going to burn their final timeout. And for the Saints here on 3rd down, an extra defensive back on the field.
Here we go. Line 59.
He's back to throw. Flush to his right. He's going to let it fly. He's got a man complete. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. Their season ends here. A tough way to go out.
And the goal was to not just get to the wild card game, which they did, but to win it. And so now, how negative do you look at that? They got there, had an opportunity, and for some teams, they have to lose games like this before they learn how to win them in later seasons.
That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, find us on Twitter at EA Madden NFL. The Saints are winners here as we say so long from New Orleans.